There he is. He's on my list.
Oh yeah, gotta have on the list. Oh, Apollo?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So, because it was real, well, it was real, we going?
Yeah, man. It's been recorded. Let's go for it.
Yeah, well, you said we condensed it,
Yeah.
80s. So I had a hard time because a lot of these guys went into the 90s so much.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know it's more character based, but it's hard not to just go on the actual person.
That's true. Man, that's what I was just somebody was just talking about John McClane. I was starting in the 80s, but then he just kept on going, so it's kind of hard to like split it. Yeah.
Bruce, yeah.
Man, wait a minute, hold on. Did you do characters, right? Not just people.
So what I did is I picked the star that I could think of.
Okay.
Went in and just condensed down to the 80s films and picked the ones that their characters were iconic or action.
Oh, okay. So you chose the stars and then the characters.
So that's how I went into a subgroup.
Oh,
that's the best way I could think.
Okay.
Because I had in my mind already who I thought was my pick.
Yeah.
My obvious pick is John Matrix.
Oh man, that's me too, man.
So
he's unstoppable, man.
Yeah, he's an unstoppable force, and then he's got the best one-liners.
Yeah,
he's got all that kind of stuff.
Can't beat him.
Yeah, the guy when the guy's asleep, hey, don't wake my friend. He's dead tired because he's dead. He's like,
the best part, man, is just when he just starts out with the whole shirt and the whole log. Is
Yep. And then when you get at the ending, hey John, did you leave us anything? Only bodies.
Only bodies. I was actually looking up doing research, and man, who won? I think Rambo edged out, but I think they did the same thing where they kind of like put it all into perspective, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think like Rambo 2, Rambo or whatever it's called, he killed like 82 people.
Oh, so
Matrix.
Body point.
Yeah, Matrix killed like 70 something. But I was thinking, but we were talking about tough.
Sure.
Like remember John Matrix jump out of an airplane, like.
Well, and then I started thinking about it. You got Van Damme.
Van Damme, yeah.
I mean, what did he go through?
Yeah.
And
but which one? Which Van Damme?
So it's hard because you got kickboxer. I mean, you got Frank Dukes.
Yeah, Frank Dukes.
In 88, I wrote the dates out too, just so
okay. Oh man.
Yeah, so Frank Dukes in 88, and that's off a real dude.
Yeah,
that's a real life character. So that's a macho man.
Yeah.
Made from a macho man.
I said that. I said Frank Dukes because he had the Denmark.
Right.
So powerful. Death touch. And he fought like 30 dudes in like one night.
Right. And Chow Yun Fat, right? I mean.
Oh yeah, the original.
That guy's unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
So
the brick wall.
Yeah. And that's the one where he was blind too. Right?
Oh yeah. The one dude cheated. Yeah. He recovered.
Well, that was Chow Yun, wasn't it? Didn't he throw the powder in his face? No, that's kickboxer.
That's the other guy. The guy with the weird
Kurt Sloan
thing, with the thing in the back of his head. Is it Kurt Sloan?
Yeah, but that's also 80s.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's on the cusp. It's 89.
Yeah. Those two guys kind of blend together.
Yep. But that guy, that was the one where they were splitting him open with the on the tree, right? With the in his training when they on the tree.
With the old man.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you start thinking about both characters because they're very similar. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough too, man. Mm-hmm. Throwing the balls. Wasn't it like the big jugs into the stomach? Like,
when he was taking it to the gut.
That's tough. See, my other guy after that, Lone Wolf McQuade. You ever seen that?
What's this?
Man, going way back. Actually, I didn't verify, but it might be 70s, but I think it's 80s.
Okay.
That's Chuck Norris.
Okay.
He was a Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
But he's always drunk.
Right.
But he's out there like in the middle of the desert drinking until he gets the phone call, like on the either on the radio. It's like, hey, we got a problem.
Okay.
And he comes out, he finishes his beer. He's like, I'm on my way.
Okay.
And he's got like an old Bronco with like a turbo on it.
Sure.
Before Vin Diesel. And he's like, he just takes off, and then he'll show up and just kick ass. Like at the beginning of the movie, it's like a bunch of like Texas the sheriff's office or whatever. They're trying to take some gang members down. They're stealing horses.
Yeah.
And then like there's 20 of them. They all got machine guns, but somehow they still get bested by the gang members. And Lone Wolf McQuade is up on top of the hill, and he takes them all out just by himself, man.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty. And then here's the thing, man. Then he gets buried. He gets beat up by David Carradine. He's the bad guy in this movie. They burying him with his Bronco, like he's all like half dead. But then he puts on the turbo, and it gets out of the ditch that's been buried with sand and everything, with the turbo man, and then he comes out and kills everybody else.
The advertisement for Ford.
I don't know, man. It was so good. I was looking at the
so
at
he
the
beat
thing.
up the Kung Fu guy. Man.
Yeah, he did. Well, at the end, I think it's kind of like a draw.
Okay.
I think it must have been a deal. Like, listen, you can't.
Yeah, you can't beat.
You can't take me all the way out.
Gotta,
and there was an incident where they had a girl. They were sharing a girl. Like it used to be Carradine's girl, and then it's McQuaid's girl, and then she gets shot. Okay. I think she survives. I don't remember. It's real good. It's tough.
I have to see that one because I haven't seen that one. But I mean, yeah, I got a list, man. Yeah.
Do your list, man. Do your list.
Well, all right. So, how did you do yours?
Man, I only did up to like 4. No, 5. I forgot to write it down. I had RoboCop, which is John. Now I forget his name. John. What was his name? Murphy.
Okay.
Murphy, something Murphy. Yeah.
Right.
It was just Murph.
Yeah. So.
Because he died, man. He came back to life. So I was thinking that's kind of tough.
They rebuilt him.
Yeah, they rebuilt him.
Yeah. So I mean, but that could lead into like one of these guys I got here. I got Terminator. I mean,
no, that's true. Yeah.
What are you gonna do there? I mean,
well, see, I wouldn't know if we could. And then I was thinking, like, we never said villains or heroes.
Sure.
So I didn't think. I kind of left.
I think tough guy is just
all around.
Because usually the bad guy gets beat anyways.
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
in the 80s.
But it's real tough too, at the same time.
Sure. Like,
damn it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of left it. I just left it to the good guys. But see what you got.
So like I said, I just went people. So Arnold first, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
The only ones I got are Matrix on, obviously Dutch Predator.
Yeah.
I mean, and then that's
why
Carl Weathers too is in there.
Yeah.
So, and you got all kinds of people. Jesse
CIA.
Ventura, you got all.
Oh yeah, man! I was thinking about him too.
Yeah.
Because he got. We don't even know what kind of injury he had. He was just bleeding. He could have been dying. Because I ain't got time to bleed.
It's true.
Man, we don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Real tough guy.
Your boy Stallone.
Oh, Stallone.
With fucking Cobretti.
Yeah.
And Rocky, obviously, and Rambo, like you said already. Mm-hmm. But then I started thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was macho guys, right? Tough guys, whatever.
Yeah.
That could be more than just action.
That's true.
So I started dipping into Swayze.
Oh yeah. I thought about that.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, he taught that girl how to live.
Yeah, that's true. He was inspiring.
Mm-hmm. And he took care of his friend. I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
He took her on an unforgettable trip, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, man, that's true.
Certain things happen.
Man,
but
that's true.
So, and then Roadhouse. Obviously.
Yeah, of course, right. Roadhouse. Yeah, man.
Did you see the new one? Have you watched it?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
It's not so good, man.
I don't know, man. I think. So I was already ready because I saw all the reviews about it. So I was already ready to just think about it as not a Roadhouse movie. Okay. It's like its own thing.
Right.
So when I saw it, I'm like okay.
Point Break remake.
Yeah, but I think it's better than the Point Break because I think it was so different.
Yeah.
That it was like, I think they should have just called it something else, man.
It's a very similar concept, though. I don't think it was that different.
I mean, well, yeah. I was just thinking because he wasn't a real bouncer.
Right.
But maybe they could have done like a prequel.
Right.
Like this is that's how he started becoming a bouncer. This is his first job.
Yeah.
So instead of Roadhouse, they should have called it like the Shack.
They kept his name.
The Shrimp Shack or something.
Too,
yeah, that's why they messed it up.
Not the first name, but like the name.
Yeah.
And it was the same concept. He met a chick at the nurse or doctor or whatever.
Yeah.
And rolled into.
Yeah, man.
The dude who owned the bookstore was basically the old guy whose house.
Yeah. What was this Clyde? The Reds.
Yeah. That got burned down or whatever, and they had the. I thought there was a lot of good nods to the original.
Yeah, they did a good job.
The music.
Yeah.
Having the gate in front of it and everything.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But it was just the acting was
the acting wasn't good. I mean, Jake's a good guy, man.
I thought so. I anticipated it to be a lot better because I heard there's a lot of controversy about Amazon putting it straight to streaming.
Yeah.
Because the director thought it was like his
masterpiece,
or something like that, and then so I was like, man, and then I'm like watching it like, oh man, Amazon was right.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, they did a good thing because I think at the end of the day it was only like 1 million views or $1 million something. So imagine 1 million times $12.
Yeah.
It would have been that much money.
It's funny because I thought they said it was like its #1 streaming movie they've ever had.
I think it is, but streaming versus nationwide like movie theaters where they're charging you $10 a pop. I think that's where like they had it all up.
I don't know, man. I think the movie theater whole thing concept is.
Might be over.
I think I don't know. When I was lived in Jacksonville, I loved going to Sun Ray, man. That was great. But it was because it was kind of like a boutique kind of situation.
Yeah,
you know
special.
It was different.
Yeah, I think it might be over. You're right. I don't know. But I don't know if it's because the movies suck or because it's over.
I think everybody's got. Not that it's like movie quality sound TVs, but basically, I mean...
Yeah, everybody's got...
You got 80-inch TVs in every house almost now.
That's true.
It seems like, So...
Yeah.
Why would you... I don't think that the... kind of getting off topic, but I don't think that the whole, like, water cooler concept is a thing anymore. Like, you don't come and hey, did you go see that movie this weekend?
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing to talk about at work.
Well,
so much content is available that nobody's watching the same thing anymore.
I think, and then when they do, it's all like a series on Netflix or something. Not necessarily the latest movies. Like, oh man, you see that new, that new this, that, and the other.
Right. And nobody's on pace with each other because it's all like you binge it or you watch it.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You see all the episodes. Oh, I can't talk to you about it. It's like, I'm on part 2.
Yeah. By the time you're ready to talk about it, your boys or your friends are on to the next show.
On to the next show. Yeah. So. That's the problem. I was having the same discussion with old Coakley, man, about the same thing. And I think it's just a symptom of the age of today. What we were talking about back in the day when we were young and beautiful, we used to talk about, man, I can't wait till I grow up and I can go like Bennigan's.
Okay.
Where they have like the after happy hour, go out to like having a good drink. There's people hanging out after work.
Yeah.
And then he's been experimenting going out to like all these different places. And it's like, it's not that good.
Yeah.
This is a bunch of old people.
Yeah.
Just getting drunk by themselves.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it used to be like a younger crowd, people coming home from work. Mm-hmm. But I think that whole thing has died down.
Yeah.
So it could be like the movies, just...
Well, nobody wants to go spend $20 on a plate of food anymore either. Or on drinks. The 2-for-1s aren't 2-for-1s anymore.
Yeah, man, that's the problem. Yeah, and he said that's why he goes to the place he goes to. Because it's real cheap beer sometimes, but then it's not what he was expecting.
Yeah.
And then he'll go to like a fancy place. Like I found something online. I'm like, hey man, this place by your house. We should go check it out. He goes, I've been to it, man. It's all a scam. They'll post like a special occasion.
Right.
They'll make it look real good, and then when you actually show up, ain't nobody there.
Okay.
That sucks, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got to get people in.
They got to get them, man.
So you're talking about a guy who did everything and survived impossible things.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I got Harrison Ford as an indie.
Yeah. He was on the list too.
So that's, I mean, like I said, I tried to go away from just the classic Jack action stars. Like that. So I don't know. That's a pretty good one too, I would think, because I can't remember which one.
I think he was on the list too of like people he killed. Like in the top, he was actually. I didn't realize he had been so far up. I don't know how many dudes he actually shot or whatever.
Yeah.
Died because he took him out.
And then he was Deckard in Blade Runner too. So.
Yeah, that too.
Is, I'm sure
robots.
He's killing. He's fighting robots.
Yeah.
That's a completely different thing than dudes. Yeah. I mean, that's like.
Unless he was a robot, that's the story.
Right. Well, in the new one, I think it's pretty clear he is.
Yeah, you think so?
In Blade 2049.
So you think he is a robot?
I think so.
Why?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. The way he. Do you think that he would be able? Bautista is a robot in the very beginning.
Okay.
The stature and all that kind of stuff, the size of that guy versus Ryan Gosling's character.
Yeah.
He beats him and he sits there like it's nothing. And he gets his head bashed through a wall.
The
only thing I can deduce from that is that he's probably a robot. That's why they go and do the test on him, right? The test is to see if you're an alien or a...
Wait, are you talking about Gosling or...
Gosling.
Oh, no, I know he was a robot.
Oh,
I'm talking about Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, I don't know.
That's the thing still
Gosling,
up in the ground.
like...
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
He definitely is.
Yeah.
2049.
Yeah, 2049, yeah.
But, Harrison Ford, I don't know.
Because there's always the rumor that he was a robot, maybe not. I think Harrison Ford said he wasn't, but then there's like people have been saying, I think he was, and the director kind of left it out because the whole thing with the there's something I can't remember what it is. There's something that happens at the very beginning that he does Deckard does something that's like robotic or something. I can't remember what it is, but it seems real weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So I've never watched it trying to figure out if he's an alien or don't want to keep saying alien. I think I want to say AI because that's a common term now in our time, but like our day and age. But yeah, I've never watched it thinking he's a cyborg or robot or whatever he's supposed to be. So his mannerisms aren't like that.
Exactly. He's more normal. Yeah.
Gosling's are totally like even keel, no feeling whatsoever, which is basically how he acts in every movie.
That's true.
But so I don't know.
Same like the girl, the wife, the one that had the baby.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't know she was a robot, she was still like, acted weird. So, yeah, I don't know. I always thought he was human too, but people say there's something.
I think he's human.
I think so.
I mean, why would he have such? I don't know. So what's the test then? So they do the
test
baseline,
is
the baseline, right?
Yeah, the baseline is so it depends because there's the old baseline and there's the new baseline. I guess the new baseline is it's a little bit different than the old one. The old one is just like they throw you some parameters. You're supposed to have an emotional reaction.
Right.
And I guess if you don't have it, then I guess you throw. The machine knows that you're not.
So that's the old one or the new one?
The old one, but the new one is if you do have an emotional reaction, that means you're having a malfunction. So it's like, oh, you're one of the bad robots that was having.
Or something
like because the Nexus 6 people started having emotional. I want to be with people. I want to live.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about things I shouldn't be thinking about. So it's like almost the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he was feeling that way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously he.
That's
why they were going after him because
Yeah.
of the baby or whatever that was being born and Anna de Armas, that whole thing with his little hologram girlfriend that he was all about. So he was starting to feel those emotions in that movie. Man. So, but yeah, man. And then I even threw out. Well, it shouldn't be a surprise, but Ripley from Aliens.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
She could. I'm not versed well enough to say this, but she's like one of the first like action, big time lead role. Kind of thing with like as a female star, which is
that's true.
And did she
I think technically the first Alien came out like 1978.
Aliens 2, so Aliens
2. But by that time, she was a badass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
she was well versed in Alien.
Yeah,
and that's when Mama Alien came out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So.
You bitch. Yeah.
So.
Who knows, man?
I had to throw that out there for Ray.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too.
She brought that up, so I wanted to make sure.
I was just thinking about like. Actually, I was thinking like, man, I know there's one. I couldn't remember who it was. I was like, I know it was a dude that got shot, like halfway through the movie. And then, like, by the end, like, I was like, didn't the guy get shot? And he's like, that's cool now, man. I was like, ow. I can't remember what movie it was, but I think it's like Steven Seagal. I can't remember.
That was my problem, because, if anybody is going to be on this list of a cast of characters, it's Seagal.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he bled too much into the 90s.
Yeah. He does, yeah.
That movie, Fire Down Below.
Oh, man.
The best. His character in that movie is by far the best. He's an environmental protection agency agent,
EPA, dude.
And he's kicking butt.
I think he was like part Native American.
Mountains, right?
Yeah, but he was like part Native American or something.
Yeah.
Before he was Italian.
yeah. What movie was that? What was his name in that movie?
The Nico Tuscany?
Yeah, Nico Tuscany.
So I was going to put, because I was thinking, he would have been definitely on the list for Hard to Kill.
Okay.
Because that's when the Jamaicans try to kill him, and then he's like, he comes back to life within like 2 weeks.
Right.
That he's enough to grow a beard, and then he nurses himself back to life.
Right.
He's real tough, makes love to the girl, in between. But I looked it up as 1990, so it was like right on the cut. He bleeds over.
For that. I don't even think I have one single thing for him.
Yeah, Tuscany. What's Tuscany was. It wasn't. Which one was the Tuscany one? I can't remember. Which one? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one where he would wear the beret all the time.
Or something like that,
yeah, well, his family was half in the mob.
That's it.
Yeah, and then like his friends are cops. It's like, oh man, Tuscany, Nico Tuscany.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Not Hard to Kill. Is it against Above the Law? I think it's Above the Law.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's Above the Law. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Because he was doing like, he was trying to like get his little cousin now.
Yeah.
He's above the law. You can't do this, Nico. He's above the law.
Yeah. I mean, there's and then Magnum PI.
Yeah, Magnum. Yeah, Magnum.
He was a man, I guess.
Yeah.
He had the Ferrari,
That's true,
right?
man. Yeah.
All that good stuff. And ladies, Carl Weathers, I told you that earlier when it was up on the TV. I mean, he was Dylan in Predator.
Yeah.
I mean,
Action Jackson.
Yeah, and then Apollo Creed too.
Apollo Creed, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think the one that went into the 80's was 4, Rocky 4, Rocky 3 too.
Did Rocky 4 go into the 90s or?
No, it was the 80's.
Is it? Okay, so they're all.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they were all.
Rocky 3 was earlier than that, I think.
Yeah, it was like 86 or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, 85 Rocky 4.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Which one's your favorite Rocky? Which one do you like?
Man, you know what? It's so hard. I want to say Rocky. I love Rocky 4 because I think it's the only one I ever saw in the movie theater.
Okay.
It was a drive-in, actually. I was a little kid and I saw that. But and obviously, I love the whole montage and the working out. I think that's like the best.
Music too.
Yeah, it's the best music. And then I would say like the one that I don't like, that I like the least is probably Rocky 2. I think because it was too,
right?
because it was like a remake of Rocky 1.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a.
Yeah, and then Rocky 1 was to me was like more of it's like an art film. Even though people it's Rocky because they're thinking about the later Rockies.
Right.
That if you go back and watch Rocky 1, it's very like Stallone wrote like a real
he
story.
was like a real storyteller and everything like that.
And that one you're like you see the relationship with Adrian,
you're right.
all that stuff that's going on, like he's a loser. You really do see all that in that. And then number 2 is like but I think he was just trying to like it was almost like a continuation. Yeah. And then I love 3 too though. That's the thing.
See, I didn't really get into 3 too much. I think it's because Mike Tyson. What's his name?
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of think they're the same.
Yeah.
They got the same personality. They're both loud and like in your face. He was just so over the top though.
Yeah, he was.
I get it. I mean, he's a force and he's Clubber Lane. It's like he's ridiculous, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I never got into it, but I really liked Rocky 5.
Oh yeah! Yeah.
I don't.
And I guess go back to the end.
The street fight.
The street fight, The street fight is.
I hated that
infamous.
he lost everything because Paulie is such a POS.
Yeah.
But the street fight was great, and
that's true.
Touch me and I'll sue.
Yeah.
And then he just whacks him in the face.
Yeah, it's like, well, for what?
Yeah, for what?
He's got nothing.
Yeah,
that's true. I did love Rocky 5. What I didn't like about it was that because I just got pissed off that Paulie messed everything up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, his kid too. His kid's with a little earring thing. It's like, what's he trying to do, man?
But I mean, being a dad now, it's kind of like that.
That's true.
You watch that, and you're like, okay, well, if you neglect him, it's gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna act out.
Yeah, he was out there.
But
fighting.
he was still trying to do the same thing as his dad was. He was still like boxing on his own and all that kind of stuff. But it's just his focus was elsewhere, which I guess you see later in the movie. I never really got into the ones. I never got into the later ones. Yeah. So like I never watched the Creed movies or anything like that. I don't know what. I think that goes back to the movie thing. Like just wait for them to come out.
So if you go, I think I haven't seen the latest Creed and all those other ones, but I saw the Rocky Balboa and that was actually good.
Was it?
Yeah, it's really good. You have to watch that one.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Now it's been a long time.
Yeah,
you got to go back and watch it because you see him now. He's got a restaurant.
Okay.
And he's old, and his son is older, and then like he's trying to make his own life, and he sees his kids like, oh man, let people push you around and blah blah blah. So there's some really good lessons in that one, and then he starts, and then the Creed ones, those are good too. But I think that at that point he's moving away from. Him being the main focus of the the movie,
Rocky,
which is okay. Rocky, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's only getting. I mean,
he's too.
I think he just did an Expendables movie that I haven't watched yet, but I'm sure it's.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in that is old. Even like the people who are supposed to be younger. Like Statham, he's like in his 60s, right?
Yeah, 50s, late 50s.
Late 50s, like he's close to 60. I mean, he's still awesome and everything.
Yeah, but still.
But and that's like the new thing. It's like so going back to the macho, like who's the macho man now? Like who do we have?
The Rock, but he's old too. He's like 50.
He's 50.
Yeah.
So who is like? So I don't know how
nobody.
old. How old were Stallone and Arnold.
All right,
they were in their 30s,
I know these. I know these. So I know the first Rocky. Stallone was like 29 years old.
Okay.
He's 30, so it's like,
Sure.
so he started, and then Arnold was younger. I think Arnold was like in his late 30s, 20s when he first started like his first movies. But yeah, they were like right there,
Right.
like they were in their kind of prime or whatever. And but if you really see Stallone, he really didn't get in shape until like he was like 34 or 35.
Okay.
And he says in his book, actually the reason he got in shape was because of Carl Weathers.
Okay.
Because he's this dude's jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, he was working out with Columbo, which used to work out with Arnold.
Right.
But he was making him look soft. He wasn't making him look tight. So he's like, man, I want to look like you, like tight, ripped, big. And then he started working out with Carl Weathers, and that's when you see him change in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Where like his body changes from like 1 and 2. He's kind of like, he gets bigger in 2, but he's not really defined. He's like, he's not jacked, with like abs and stuff. And then 3, you're like, oh, it's a different person. And then he's doing Cobra and all that stuff. Well, Carl was like, hey, there's like this guy, But the thing is, I don't know. Right now, there isn't.
Yeah, I mean
Momoa, but then even him, he's getting older too.
So that's what I mean. So you're talking about the age there. They're in their 20s.
Yeah.
Who are they? What movies are they making right now where these dudes are in their 20s that are fighting like that and like you're gonna go to this movie and see
nobody.
I mean, maybe it's because I'm not watching enough movies.
No, we're watching all of them. I watch them even when they come out on the thing. But even Gyllenhaal, he's old too.
Yeah.
He's in his mid 40s.
What's
Who's out now? Ain't nobody out now right now.
Spider-Man, Tom Holland, but he's not like
but
jacked.
he's not like a jack dude.
Right. But I mean, he's like the action guy. I think he's the youngest.
He's the youngest,
youngest Marvel person in that.
I think he tried to. In what's that movie? Drake or whatever.
Right.
With old Mark.
Drake, Uncharted.
Uncharted, yeah. He tried to like move into that territory, but Marky Mark didn't let him be the star. He goes, I'm bigger than you. I'm working out.
But he is.
But he is.
At 4 in the morning every day.
Yeah, man, that's the problem.
His apparel line.
Yeah.
But there's just nobody I can think of. I mean, and the biggest action movies right now that I can think of, like Dune.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. It's like the dude's like another Tom Holland, and
right.
It's like it's like I don't know. I mean, the story is that
maybe there's just not a market for that kind of.
Well, that's the story that it kind of changed when it started becoming like what do they say, around the time of the early 2000s, mid 2000s, like Keanu Reeves, like The Matrix and all that stuff,
okay.
like thinner dudes,
leaning out.
Yeah, they weren't like as big, tough guys.
Well,
The Rock was the only exception because he did. I mean, The Rock did start early.
Well, Steve Austin did a couple things too.
Yeah, he did. And
so you got these big guys.
Yeah.
They're just not the mega celebrities that Arnold was or Stallone or.
Yeah.
I mean, even Statham, he's a leaner guy. So it's just.
I think it is. It's also. I think it's got to be a combination of. They got to have like personality, like Arnold was a personality. Stallone was, they were looking for something, and maybe some of these other guys are just like big dudes, like I'm cool, I'm big,
right?
But
I got Dolph on my list too.
Dolph. Yeah.
I mean,
back
nobody
in the day,
looked at him.
No,
but,
yeah.
he was the original Punisher.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he's
true.
Ivan Drago,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But even him, if you look at he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's not all cut up and stuff like Carl Weathers or anything like that. So
I think there was like a point, like he talked about in some documentary where he was, but that was like way on, like around the Rocky IV time.
Right.
And then after that, he kind of normalized out. But I don't know, man. I don't think that's a thing.
The problem is right now everything is a superhero movie. If it's an action movie, it's a superhero movie.
That's true.
And then you got, they're going to get in shape for the movies because they have to, but it's like, what do you see, like Chris Evans lately, Captain America? He's usually a comedy guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like a, what do they call it, rom-com kind of
rom-com, yeah. Like that. He changed I think after, he did a good job. What was that movie where he was a bad guy?
The recent one?
There was a recent one where he was like
Ryan
a bad.
Gosling?
Yeah. The Gray Man or whatever it was.
Yeah, but that's a book series too, apparently.
Is it? Oh, okay. So they did a good job. He did a good job in that movie. So he could do that, but still not.
The only one that I can think of right now that is similar to Arnold without going to The Rock, because The Rock's The Rock, but like is Bautista.
Yeah, Bautista, yeah.
And I actually think he's a pretty good actor when he's in things.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does a good job. Yeah, but same thing. He's like 50 something.
Right.
So
there's no.
No, it's nothing new. A new generation, man. And then you got somebody like what's his name? Conor McGregor.
That was
bad. It was terrible.
It was so
but
bad.
They give him a chance because UFC guy, maybe he'll come in and be tough, but then he was terrible. So I was like, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I see. The thing is too, is I used to like watching wrestling and stuff. So I don't know any of those kind of guys that could transition because they're acting on a regular basis, being in wrestling.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
he's
I know, but he's a little old too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's old too. Yeah, he's like early 40s or maybe like late 30s. I don't know.
Right, but so he didn't. But again, he's another one that's kind of trapped in that Marvel universe kind of thing. It's like you're always going to think of him as Thor.
Yeah.
Even in his even in those movies that are on Netflix that are pretty good. I can't think what they're called right now.
Oh yeah, the Extractions.
Yes, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good.
But again, he's not leaving only bodies for people. You know what I mean? He's not
maybe it's just over. He's just over, man. Big timers. Like
but you know what? The Tom Hardy in Mad Max when they did.
Oh yeah,
Mad Max,
he was good.
And then I think they're supposed to be doing a couple more, so maybe that'll be something. But
I don't know if he's
that's like the over the top kind of action movies that you need to have that kind of personality.
Yeah, to get wild.
Right.
The crazy
stuff that's just ridiculous. Like the old Bond movies used to be.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Bond they picked? Have you seen
yeah, who is he? He's the lion guy.
Lion?
Yeah, there's some kind of new movie that he's like a lion. He's like some kind of monster.
Oh,
it's another comic book hero.
I only know him from Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he did the Kick-Ass, but then now it's a movie called like it's like the Tiger. It's something like the Wild Beast or something. Yeah. He's like an adventurer dude, but then he becomes like a hybrid, either lion or wolf or something.
Okay.
It's coming out at some point.
See, I kind of have issue with it because I think that there's a actor available that would be perfect for that role as James Bond, and he's a handsome dude. He's Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, he would have been the one.
He takes the roles seriously, to a fault.
I don't know why they won't do it.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a conflict of schedule or something. You know?
I don't think so. I think it's a conspiracy, man. I think it's like T-Bone. Okay. And T-Bone should have been over here in Jacksonville, and they let him for a minute. They should have just let him be. And I think it's the same thing.
Maybe.
Like he should have been the one. Everybody wanted him.
Yeah.
But somebody said no.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
He pissed me off because he wouldn't do it
exactly.
anymore or something like that.
Yeah, something.
We screwed up the whole storyline.
Yeah. So I think they're just mad at him, even though they know that should be the guy, and everyone's asking him to be the bad guy.
He's supposed to be getting a good show on Amazon that he's got like total control over.
Oh, okay.
War Machine. He's really into.
Oh yeah, he's into like
was Warhammer.
Warhammer. Yeah, he's into it. Yeah, he's into the games.
He's supposed to be a lot of control over it, so we'll see. I hope it's going to be
that movie that is making the End Gentleman Warfare or whatever. Good. Looks real good.
Did you watch the new Gentleman TV show?
No, is it a TV show?
Movie?
No.
The Gentleman movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, I can't really get into it.
Kind of funny, good times.
Well, that's another one I look for was Kiefer. Like,
oh yeah,
because of
that's true.
The Lost Boys and all that.
The Lost Boys, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
But it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I would have had it on there.
Ah, man, he was tough.
So.
Vampire.
But that's the thing is like that's why I'm just having a hard time with this list again, going back to just the builds of dudes. Like you got Arnold and Stallone who are obviously on some performance enhancing.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Swayze, I don't think was. I think he just
Swayze was all natural.
Van Damme was a freaking ballet dancer.
It
starts the way it started. The way it started. It's John Matrix, right?
Yeah.
I mean, best one-liners, I think.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody on my list that has better one-liners than him. I mean, Cabretti. You like Cobra?
Yeah, Cabretti,
He's got some good ones, right?
Yeah.
And then Frank Dukes got some great ones. So my hard one is Frank Dukes.
Yeah, Frank Dukes,
versus John Matrix. Because if Bloodsport's on, I'm watching it. Like,
oh yeah, you gotta watch it.
I know TV's not really a thing anymore. We're just scrolling through, but before like everything got taken over by streaming, if that was on, I was
gonna watch it. Channel. Even if it had commercials, censored.
Yep, I would watch it all. I did, and just the whole like it was like Mortal Kombat, the levels of fighting was great, and then it was,
oh man, it was real good. Man.
Even Kickboxer was the same way. You know what I liked a lot was Lionheart.
Lionheart was good. People forget about that one.
I liked that a lot because it was definitely like a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Like feel to it, like the game, where especially the one where they all parked their cars under the garage, and he's like fighting that one guy. And
then he was a Street Fighter too, right? Wasn't he?
He was Guile.
Yeah, okay.
Street Fighter in the '90s, and that was an awful movie, man.
Yeah.
It was no good.
That messed up.
I mean, it was fun. See, that's what I kind of liked about those. They were pretty accurate to the costumes and whatnot. Like,
they were good for that. But then, like when it came to like acting and like the storyline, they just jacked it up. Like, what do we do?
When Mortal Kombat came out, they were really good with I thought the costumes, and they picked people who looked like characters and everything, and they did a really good job. But it was like. Yeah, acting wasn't great. Yeah. But then there was the one that came out on HBO recently, the Mortal Kombat that came out. It was like almost kind of like a fan HBO or whatever. Or
is that the one with the Sub-Zero and the Scorpion? Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Like I haven't seen it, but the Godzilla minus was about like he's a gang wars and stuff like that. But it's really good. It gets really good.
Which reminds me of another guy that should have been on the list, but old Billy Abbott's favorite, Black Rain. You ever seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, you gotta watch some Black Rain. That's with Michael Douglas, man. Michael Douglas is he's rogue cop. He's on the edge. He's doing some things that may not be he should be doing. He's on the edge, and then he's he needed Serpico, and then it's him and Andy Garcia. It's the young cop that he's like his friend.
In Wrath of Man.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's right. Yeah. And then so Andy Garcia is like his partner, and then they wind up going to Japan because there's like a murder, and they're like, hey, we gotta go to Japan, do this investigation, follow up on some stuff. And he goes with Andy Garcia, Yakuza. It gets crazy. Black Rain, man, you gotta watch it, dude. It gets real crazy, dude.
Make it now.
Nah, impossible.
Some hand puppet.
No.
Doing things.
No. I saw it. It had a Target. I almost bought it.
An Alf?
Yeah, just the head. No, I wouldn't make it. Dude, this is the most disappointing. This is it. This is where it ends.
Right.
When I was a kid.
He gets taken home?
No. You don't know. The aliens are coming, and then the government shows up, and the show ends and doesn't get renewed.
I never watched it. So.
It never got renewed. This is literally, you're watching the last episode. The aliens are coming to pick him up. It's like, oh, come and pick me up. And then the government finds out, and they show up, and the aliens leave.
Oh, shit.
And then the government's there, and then the show got canceled. So and you never knew what happened.
Nobody ever says?
No, because it got canceled. The viewership went down. So they said, like, cancel the show. No one's ever going to know.
They should have said.
No, they said nothing.
What happened, man?
Because I think they were thinking it was going to get renewed, and it never got renewed. It was just one of those shows that just ended.
So he's an alien, right?
Yeah, he's an alien.
He's living with these guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, see, look at all the government guys. And it just ends. And this is it.
So they don't do anything after this?
No. Man, they got canceled, dude. They got canceled after that, dude. See, canceled.